Y entonces, chavalo.
From Cafeteria Film Studios in Miami, Florida, Fresh presents Que Bola, where we talk to various movers and hustlers in South Florida who are popping off and succeeding, and in the process, how they're influencing the 305 culture. My name is Darwin Figueroa, and I am your host. I hope you enjoy this, and let's get into it, alright? Listo. This week's episode, we sat down with Miami resident, producer, and DJ Lamebot. We discussed how he's currently working in the music space, how he got to the music space, and how he's popping off in various ways, locally and nationally. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoy this. Holla.
Big Rod, check.
Read the Big Rod label.
Craft beers are inspired by the eclectic flavors and diverse cultures found in the Miami and Florida Keys.
Big Rod.
A crisp blonde ale with notes of coconut, caramel, vanilla, hints on the nose.
Big Rod.
Finishes dry.
Big Rod.
Yo, this cat is so weird. With subtle sweetness in your mouth.
Big Rod.
This delicious golden ale has a smooth mouthfeel and is perfect for fishing or a hot day on the beach.
Big Rod.
Coconut ale.
Coconut ale. So we're in the studios with the young and talented producer, DJ, Lamebot. Holla at your boy. How you doing, man?
Yo, what's up, man? Thanks for having me here today.
Appreciate you coming into the studios and talking to us, man.
Thank you, man. No, it's a good opportunity to kind of share what we're all working on.
All right. Sounds good. So, Lamebot, tell me a little bit about yourself. Where you from? What you been doing?
From basically Miami and New York. My early childhood was in New York over there. Just coming back to Miami, trying to revive the bass scene out here and create something new, something to empower people to kind of share their music and not be afraid to be themselves.
When did you come to Miami?
When I want to say like middle school, elementary.
Okay.
But I left. I was actually in New York for school for a little while and came back about 2015. Been doing my thing here since.
Okay. All right. Where in New York were you at?
Long Island. I was going to Hofstra.
Long Island. I've been out there in Long Island. That's just dope out there.
Yeah, it's nice.
So did you go to high school here in South Florida?
Yeah, I went to Gables.
Oh, you went to Gables High?
Yeah.
Shot Gables High. What's up?
Yeah, go Cavs.
That's crazy, dog. And how did you like fall into the music scene?
Been into music since like 2000, man, but it's kind of a long story, but I ended up doing electronica like around 2011, 2010. And just fell in love with the scene out here in Miami at the time, man. I got to see Bass Nectar when it was like $10, $20 max for the show. I got to see Scream, Benga, like all these big dub guys of the day.
Yeah.
And
what was that at?
Man, like Laundry Bar, White Room, Vagabond.
Oh man,
yes.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah.
Vagabond was one of my favorite spots, man.
Yeah. Shouts out to Ashworth too, man. Rest in peace, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those scenes that was so vibrant and so like eclectic.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? That was like kind of like the birthplace, I would say, of where the Wynwood scene really derived from.
Yeah.
Because like that's where all the Wynwood artists would go to party and basically do exposures before there was any actual places in Wynwood to do anything.
Absolutely. Yeah. Juan Basehead was a huge part of that. Just everyone in that early scene was kind of just trying to launch their own things, and it was an awesome time, man, because so many people came out and supported. Like, we need that back.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So you're trying to rebuild that kind of community here in South Florida.
Yeah. I mean, we have like a net label that we started, and it's kind of that that same kind of culture that we're trying to breed, where like it's okay not, to be different. We don't have to all be the same to like rock with each other.
Okay. Like, what do you mean by that?
Well, it's like everyone on the label, we all make bass music, but we all make very different kinds of bass music. And it's cool. Like we don't all have to make, one kind of genre or whatever. Like we all make, as long as we all think like it's good music, good music is good music regardless of the genre. So that's kind of all we're really into and kind of trying to push out of each other.
That's cool. That's cool. And when you were coming up in the music scene, did you see yourself as a producer, as a DJ? What was it that you were trying to accomplish when you first initially started?
When I started Lamebot, I was kind of tired of like repeating myself. I felt like I was kind of doing the same things in music and in performing. And so I didn't really want any rules, but after I started kind of making tunes, I was just like, and going to a bunch of shows, I'm like, yo, I want to be playing these shows. And, it took a while to kind of fine tune the music to get it to where it's something that I'm happy about and it can make people dance and, make them have a good time and, be happy with.
That's cool. When you started the label and you decided, okay, I'm gonna get these people. How did you decide on like, okay, who's gonna be part of this movement?
I mean, it just kind of fell into place. I want to say, like, we just kind of started with a handful of us, just with the same idea of kind of building a community and culture around us instead of just trying to make a name for, ourselves individually.
So you like kind of sacrificed your individual objectives and decided to like put it all together in one thing so it could coalesce in one particular movement.
Yeah, I guess to an extent, but it's also like I feel it's easier to approach venues and stuff as a collective than it is as like one person. Like if as one person you got to work, yeah, you got to work a lot harder, but you got to sell it a lot harder to other people too. Whereas if you come with an entire crew or an entire night, you're like, hey, we have this entire night blocked off for you that you don't have to worry about. Like let us do this. It's a little easier for them to buy into.
Nice, bro. Yeah, I like that. I like that approach. That's a good approach to try to try to get into different places and all like that nature. So you were born basically in South Florida. Where your family from?
Well, yeah, I was born in Nicaragua.
Okay, you were born in Nicaragua.
Yeah, but I left really, really young.
Okay. Where in Nicaragua?
Managua.
Everybody I meet from Nicaragua is from Managua. There's no other city in Nica.
Yeah,
Only
yeah.
Managua, dog.
Yeah, everyone says the same thing. I feel bad like giving that answer, but like it's true though.
It's true.
Yeah.
Though, like we're from Managua. I have a friend who's from Managua, he's from Nicaragua, and he tells me that the reason that everybody's from Managua is that after the earthquake, there was a huge earthquake in Nicaragua back in the day, and after the earthquake, the only place that like didn't get really affected by the earthquake was Managua. So everybody decided to go live in Managua because they were afraid if there was gonna be another earthquake. I don't know if that's true or not, but I hope. I mean, it sounds like a cool ass story. So I mean, it could be true.
That sounds dope. I mean, I don't know how true that is, but I don't know. I feel it's just like there's so many other towns, and I don't know, unless you got like real local hometown pride, I think everyone just kind of defaults to the capital.
Yeah.
But I don't know the reasoning behind it.
That's what's up, man. So your family is all Nicaraguan.
Yeah.
Does anybody in your family do music?
Yeah, well, I don't remember the exact relation, but it was someone on my mom's side. I think it was like her cousin.
Oh, but nobody in your immediate family was
in my
doing
immediate
music?
family?
Yeah.
No.
So you like shot off by yourself and said, I want to do this type of thing.
Yeah.
It's not like you were like brought up in the home with music and
Not
things
at
like
all. It's like, I don't want to say they were frowned upon, but like any type of career in the arts, my parents were like, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah, that's kind of like every Hispanic though, man.
Yeah, it's like,
you know what I'm saying? Every Hispanic, because parents, they're like, oh, I came to this country to sacrifice,
Yeah.
and you're gonna be over here con esa babosada.
That's
you
not a
know?
real job, like all of that, man.
Yeah.
And it's weird too, like even like, cause I take lifts and Ubers everywhere,
Yeah.
and like sometimes when they want to be talkative and shit,
Yeah.
like I hate like when they ask like, oh, what do you do? Because I hate answering like, oh, I'm an artist or I'm a DJ or whatever. Because
Yeah.
the next question is always, oh, but do you make a living off of it?
Yeah.
But no other profession gets that follow up.
That's true.
You don't like, oh, I'm an accountant. Oh, but you make a living off that? Like, in this
Yeah,
economy?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
nah,
yeah.
nobody gets pressed like that. But you do something creative, and that's the first thing that they ask.
Well, I mean, I think that creatives in general they're very much wanted in the community, but I don't think that industry has really understood how to get them in the into their particular type of like line of work. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
if you're creative, you don't like all the rigidity of certain things.
Yeah.
So like you're trying to do your own various thing. And in corporate America, you can't. There has to be a certain structure in which you should operate or can operate because, man, there's so many different other rules. So, I mean, so that's why I think, like, ultimately, they haven't figured out where's the good balance between, like, a creative person and, like, creativity and business. I mean, I think it's now starting to coalesce and mesh. But it took a long time for that to actually happen.
That's
you know what
true.
I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, it is better now, but I still feel like the majority of creative jobs are undervalued.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I agree with you wholeheartedly. The only way that I think that if you're creative, the only way you could really do it is if you are an entrepreneur and you learn how to create different avenues of income in order to sustain that particular type of like creativity and things along that nature. You know? So, speaking of that, have you been doing any shows? Where you been doing your shows around, man?
Right now, we actually got a couple monthlies. Got a monthly over at Churchill's Pub. That's the main place where we play out and do our shows and stuff. We have our bass party there. It's called Strange Bass.
Strange Bass.
Yeah, this month is on the 28th, and we got our full lineup of bass artists and DJs and stuff. We're gonna be on the patio outside. In the main room, we got Razkaz.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, and then we got Kill Your Idol. Kill Your Idol do monthly over there as well.
That's on South Beach, right?
Yeah.
Do you get a different crowd over there?
Yeah, it's completely different. It's a completely different night. Very different type of music too, because we can do our thing. Yeah. But it's along a certain line.
You gotta walk. you gotta walk a line.
Yeah, we gotta walk a different path. Out. Yeah, we can't get too strange out on the beach. So it's a little bit more tame. It's a little bit more of like a dance party or house party.
But that's what's up, man.
But yeah, no, it's a really cool spot though, and like everyone there is really helpful, and plus you get like all the walk-in traffic too from like the tourists and stuff.
Okay.
So that's always interesting because they all stick out. Like you can really see who the tourists are.
You can see who the locals and who the tourists are.
Yeah.
That's true, man.
Yeah, and we're about to start like an open aux for producers over at Avenue on the beach. Also, that's gonna be another monthly.
Where's that?
1429 Washington. Like right on Washington.
1429 Washington. Is that a new spot?
Yeah, it just opened up. I want to say a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago. Like, not that long. It used to be like a French crepe place or something. No. So they completely converted it into like a 2-room club.
That's nice, yo.
Yeah,
that's what's good, man.
Yeah, it's right on. It's a good location, and it's gonna give like the night is basically to highlight local producers and local talent. So.
Oh, that's what's up, bro. And right now, since you've been in the how long you been doing the music now? So you said since you were a kid, but how long have you been doing it professionally?
Well, I haven't had like a 9 to 5 in about 3 years now.
Okay. So for 3 years, you've been solely sustaining yourself on your music and touring and things along that nature.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. I highly applaud you, man.
Thank you, man.
It's very hard to be able to sustain a dream like that.
Extremely. Like you gotta hustle 24/7 for sure. Like just doing anything I can like within what I want to do to try and make.
And your fans, what's something that you really like about your fans?
They're all really diverse, man. Like, one, I'm always surprised that I have fans in general. Like,
Yeah.
that's always just like a weird thing. Like, y'all
Like, I
really
got
listen to
fans.
me?
Like, somebody
Huh?
likes this weird shit.
Always surprising, man. I'm always grateful, but
Yeah.
then when I actually like, like, I interact a lot on my Twitter
Yeah.
and all that stuff, and,
Yeah.
and I'm looking at some of these people, and everyone's got mad different backgrounds. Like, they're like all walks of life, all over the U.S. You know, like Germany's really big for some reason. UK, like, so it's just people from everywhere that like different styles of music too. There's like people that I look at the rest of, whatever they like on Spotify and stuff, and it's like old hip hop heads. And then like a couple random electronica artists, or like people that only like techno, but then they still listen to my sound. I'm just like, yo, like there's a weird crossover of people, and that's the coolest thing to me.
Yeah, because your music incorporates all those different elements,
Yeah.
So it's that hip hop electronica, that and it's kind of like reminiscent of old school hip hop.
Yeah.
Not too much the trappish, so it gives you that vibe to it. But on top of that, with all the new like electronica sounds and riffs and things along that nature.
Yeah, it's definitely like a big mix of genres and influences, which makes it a little hard to place for like some of the streaming services and things. Like, they don't know where to categorize it in. But I think that's good, because then maybe if they put it in the wrong category, like someone that might not listen to it will come across it and they're like, what is this? I might be into it.
No, but that's good, because you're creating something new,
Yeah.
It's refreshing, you know what I'm saying? That's something that I really like about your music. When I listened to you and when I saw you spinning, it's very what you think of Big Rod?
Big Rod is they're not kidding about that coconut flavor, man.
Yeah.
It's like, man,
it's good on the coconut, right?
Yeah, it's like coconut cologne beer almost. I don't know. I didn't mean that in no bad way. But yeah, for a real good time, all you need is a Big Rod.
Big Rod. So anyways, so with the music that you start creating, right?
Yeah.
What's your process? Take me through like, how do you start a song, and how do you, like, when you decide that it's over, things along that nature?
All right. Yeah, the first thing I do, I have an Ableton template that I made over X amount of time of producing, so I don't waste time on setting up my drum rack anymore. I have like a couple pre-drawn patterns, really basic stuff. I just kind of pick one, and then I just start writing the melodies, the riffs, getting those ideas down. Once I got those, then I'll start kind of arranging, trying to tell a story with the melody, with that stuff. Then I'll go back and kind of just fix the drums, make them more complex, pull stuff out, whatever. When it's done, it kind of depends on the song, man, because there was like a couple songs where I've written in a day, and then the rest is just mixing and mastering, and that takes a while.
So the hardest part is mixing and mastering?
Yeah, I think so. Getting the creative stuff out, I could open my laptop and have the main idea of a song within like 4 hours. Like, if it's a good day, and I'll have at least a basic arrangement of it, and then maybe another couple days worth of work on getting all the details in. And then the longest part is always the mixing and mastering, because I gotta make sure it sounds as good as I can make it.
Yeah. And when you finish the song, how do you feel about putting it into a mix? Do you automatically say like, oh, I finished the song? Let's say you finished the song in that particular day, and you're spending that night. Are you gonna put that song into the mix, or do you let it marinate before? Or do you think like, I'm gonna create another playlist for this particular type of songs, or like, what's that? How do you come along with that?
Yeah, it depends on the night and the song, because not everything I make I play out.
Okay.
So there's a good amount of difference between like listening to a full like an EP or a record or whatever of mine, and then opposed to like a live set. the set, I'm trying to kind of, make you move or, like that, like keep the party going type thing. So if the song I make fits like that type of vibe, I'll throw it in. I'll throw in some early like unfinished songs too, just to kind of feel them out. See if they're going good, if they cause the reaction I want. If a certain part of the song, like let's say I write a drop or whatever, and then I play it, and nobody reacts on the dance floor, I scratch it.
Okay.
You're like, oh no, that's not good. I'll either rewrite it or I'll throw it out and I'll write something else.
Oh, okay. So you like test it out on the dance floor for certain songs.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's a good advantage to being able to play out a lot.
Yeah. You get to expose your music. Like we were talking the other day, and you said this phrase. What was it? Closet DJs or?
Oh, bedroom producers.
Bedroom producers. Closet DJs. What the fuck?
Yeah, I saw that in real life one time. Actually, at a party, there's a dude DJing out of a closet.
You're lying, dog.
Nah, it was shout out to Jose, man. That was a great set that night.
Somebody was DJing out of a closet. Look at that. I just said some crazy shit. And he was like, yo, I seen that. Closet DJ. That's what's up. But so you were saying, yeah, bedroom producers. A lot of producers that make a lot of music but don't expose it or don't put it to anybody to listen to or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's all different kinds of bedroom producers too. It's not a bad thing to be one, because I know there's some big artists that do, like Cashmere Cat was like that kind of, and there's a bunch of other dudes, but it's more specifically at like the guys that are, or just anyone who doesn't necessarily finish their song, and like that's why they never played out. Oh, it's not done yet. It's not done yet. It's like, yo, it's been like 6 years. Put this song out.
It's
like,
not done yet. 6 years. 6 years later.
Or people that are like testing the mix, or they don't feel like it's good enough to play out, or they don't feel like they have a crowd for it, or maybe they've tried and they just can't get the gig. But there's always a reason for that, and I just want to try and maybe like whoever wants to get out of that, to have an opportunity to play.
That's cool, man. I like what you're trying to do here in South Florida with that particular kind of music. And do you remember what was your first gig?
My first gig, 2011, I think.
2011.
Yeah, that was my first gig as Lamebot. It was a show in Orlando. It was just like a house party thing, but those are always good too, because like no one's ever heard of you. Like you're in charge of the night. And to start a house party is a pretty good kind of proving ground. Because then when you get to the club, you're a little bit more comfortable with having control of people and that.
How about your first club gig?
My first club gig, my first major club gig, I opened for Ill Gates in 2012.
Okay.
That was at Vagabond for Get Low.
All right.
That was crazy. That was the first time I opened for like a national artist.
Yeah.
And he was like at the time one of my producer like idols.
Okay.
So that was crazy for me.
That's cool, man. So you opened up at the Vagabond first big first gig.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to Vagabond again. I'm telling you, man, that place. Rest in peace, Vagabond, yo. I wish somebody would bring something like that back here in South Florida.
Every club that tries to open up in that spot closes like within a couple months.
It's the ghost of Vagabond, son. It's not letting go. It's like, nah, motherfuckers, y'all ain't leaving until y'all revitalize me.
Yeah,
that's crazy, dog. The only other spot that I know of that's like that is Churchill's, but Churchill's has been going strong forever, yo. You know?
What is it, since '79, something like that?
Man, that's one of the, and you know what? That Little Haiti area is getting revitalized now.
Yeah.
You know, I love that. So Churchill's is prime right there. It's right next to the Little Haiti Cultural Center. Have you been there?
Yeah.
Man, the Little Haiti Cultural Center has so many resources, bro.
Yeah.
They have like screen printing shirts there, classes. They teach you how to be like small business and how to be entrepreneurs. They have a kiln. They have a kiln in there. They literally have two ballet studios. They have a 300-seat auditorium. I'm telling you, like all these resources are in that community right there where Churchill's is, man.
Yeah.
And I feel like Churchill's is gonna be one of those places that is gonna it's gonna last past the gentrification that I see coming.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, and it's gonna be like, oh man, this is a real spot, and I'm happy that they could survive that kind of situation. You
Yeah,
know?
they've withstood the test of time, man. How many times have people been like, oh, they're gonna close or they're gonna sell?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've gone through a lot, and yeah, you're right too, man. Because everyone's moving north from Wynwood because the rents are insane.
Yes.
Like a lot of businesses are coming up that way now.
Yeah.
Artists are moving.
Yeah, I know. I feel you, man. Everybody's trying to come to downtown Miami. You know.
Yeah.
It's getting big. There's like I was talking to some other people, man. There's 5.5 million people in Miami now. That's a lot of people, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's popping right now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad to see that you're influencing that particular culture with this bass music, because bass music is very near and dear to South Florida people. You know what I'm saying? Like Luke throwback. You know what I'm saying?
The bass that ate Miami.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like fucking Poison Clan. You know what I mean? Like old school bass music. I remember riding around the Grove, sitting in the back of a seat of a car, just bassing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that, but
yeah.
I'm kind of like dating myself there. But like, I used to literally go to the Grove and do loser laps with all my boys, and because we were too young to go anywhere, to go into any bars or anything. So we would just sit in the back of the cars, and my friends would spend all their money on their cars. So like they had these rims and televisions in the back of the seats and all of this bass music, and like literally that's all you would do is like just sit there and look at each other go really slowly in traffic while you was bassing as hard as possible.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's one of those throwback memories. But yeah, like bass is huge in South Florida. It's always been huge.
Absolutely.
But I feel like it's been it got overtaken nationally.
Yeah.
And the spotlight has kind of dimmed down here in South Florida. But yeah, it's getting revitalized, bro.
Yeah.
So what's up with your next project? When you dropping that?
The next thing I got coming out is a 2-song EP, affectionately called Trash.
Okay. Trash.
Yeah. And I'm in the middle of kind of shopping it to a couple labels to see if they want to help with the distribution and the release. Mm-hmm. But if not, we'll just put it out through our label, and it should be out like May or June, hopefully. Okay. I want to get it out soon because I've been playing out the second track. The first track I only played out if I'm gonna do like a full 100% original set.
Okay.
But I've been playing both of them out, and they've gotten some good reactions. So I really want to have the songs available for everyone to have already.
That's cool. Have you considered music videos?
Yeah. I just have not had the funds, and 2 like a good enough idea, or I don't know. I haven't really sat down. Probably need to sit down with somebody and think of like some good ideas for a music video.
Yeah, man.
Tell a visual story.
Exactly, because your songs are very melodic and they tell stories. You know, something visual to aid that would be huge, because I like how I could totally see how it could work. You know.
Yeah. That's
crazy, dude. And do you have any upcoming tours or any upcoming gigs?
Yeah. So tomorrow, we have the 420 show actually.
Okay.
And then on the 21st we have that Open Ox. The 28th we have Strange Bass at Churchill's.
Okay.
And then aside from that, we got the May Strange Bass is going to be at Avenue on the 26th, I believe.
Okay.
And yeah, I got some other cool stuff in store. It's a Northeast tour towards the end of the year. Gonna be opening for a couple cool like hip hop acts.
Okay.
It's gonna be a fun year.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, bro. I could totally see that, because your music does go with hip hop. That's what's up, yo. I like how it's been working. And do you feel that Miami has lent itself to your particular music, or who gives you the most kind of love? Like, I know, like right now everything is digital, so like you can get a shitload of love from like Japan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And, like be touring all of Japan, and then you come back home and nobody like knows who the fuck you are or anything. They're like, well, what are you doing, bum? You know, it's like I just did a 18-month tour all over Nagasaki and shit. You know?
No, it's weird because like I see that happen with like Otto. Like me and Otto are like real good homies and stuff too. So it's like I'll see, we'll be working together on like songs or like playing shows or whatever, and then he'll disappear for like 3 months in Europe.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing like all the photos and stuff, and it's like stadiums, and just like mad people in the party, and then like we play a show together, and that's like 200 people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, like this disparity is crazy, but whatever, just gotta keep doing it.
That's how it is, bro. That's how it is, man. So, well, like, what city do you say gives you the most love, or area gives you the most love?
Miami's dope. I just think it takes them a little longer to warm up to stuff. New York's been pretty good too. But it just like anywhere in Cali is always just like hella open.
So Cali.
Yeah.
Cali gives you the most love.
Yeah. Gotta give shouts out to Cali, man. They're just always ready and like hungry for whatever's new.
That's the thing, man. Miami has been overtaken by mainstream music. It's like it's like either reggaeton, everything, or mainstream music.
Yeah.
It's basically I think a byproduct of the club scene. So South Beach kind of leeches its culture into the rest of Miami.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like one of the leeching of South Beach culture. The South Beach culture is like top 40 EDM, like not EDM, but like top 40 songs. And
no, but
like
there is a top 40 EDM. Kind of. It's like the same type, like the DJ Mag top 100.
Exactly. So that kind of culture, which is predominantly in South Beach, leaches into the rest of Miami, and shouts to everybody who listens to, who's not from Miami. There's there's more than Miami Beach if you ever come here. You know what I'm saying? just to let you know, there's another whole big area. Like, where you from? You grew up, you was out in Kendall?
No, like, I guess the Flagami area.
Flagami, okay. So Flagami, look at that. Ain't no tourist ever been to Flagami, son.
At least not on purpose, bro.
Yeah,
like, you're not out.
Sure. If there's been a tourist in Flagami, that tourist is like fucked up. You know what I'm saying? That tourist is like, yo, where am I? Like, he ain't doing nothing out there. That's right, son. That's all I know. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's basically what's going on in South Florida. So it's cool, man. It's cool. I mean, I really like the fact that you're putting down the city and stuff like that. So right now, when you finish up your next project, how fast do you jump into your after project? Because you're already finishing up this EP, this double EP you're gonna drop.
Yeah.
Do you like take a chill and then like do more like live dates, or you just keep on like, okay, I'm gonna work on the next project?
I'm constantly working. So like this EP, I'm shopping for the label.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already finishing up the follow up.
Oh snap!
So like and then after that, I already got songs I'm finishing or working on, collabs. So I'm just always like, one release is out and the next one's like on the way.
That's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
So you don't really waste time.
Nah, man, I don't want to stop. Like, I'm really trying to grind to get where I want to be, and
I get you, man.
And I just want to keep putting out good tunes. I feel like the more tunes I put out, the more chances it'll inspire somebody else to put out a dope tune.
Yeah,
as well.
I feel you. So it's quantity over quality, or quality and quantity combined?
Nah, I mean, it's got to be good. I can't put out everything, man. Like, for every song that does come out, I threw out at least 6.
What? Hold up. Rewind.
Yeah.
For every song you drop,
you
threw out 6?
At least, yeah, man. Because, not everything's going to be good. Like, you got to realize that and be okay with that, too.
Yeah.
So, like, I know before, like, one of my problems is that I get too attached to, like, a project that I was working on.
Okay.
And I'd be like, oh, like, I'm trying to, I'd end up trying to force, like, a synth line or something to work, and it just wasn't coming out good.
Uh-huh.
I waste all this time on a song, and then the more time you waste on it, the harder it is to just put it in the trash can. Like, write something better, like, it's not working, so write something better, write something different.
Damn. That's true, bro. I never thought about it like that.
It's tough, man. But I feel like once I got over that,
Mm-hmm.
it became so much easier for me to write. Because
Mm-hmm.
then I could, like, with writing, writing is rewriting. Like,
Yeah.
that's one thing that I learned from my professors,
Yeah.
like, so I would write something and then you keep rewriting it, condensing it until it gets better.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing, I would, like, go through a song and spend 5-6 hours on it. Wasn't any good, throw it out. Next day, start over.
Mm.
And then you get a couple of those drafts in you, and then you finally get something that's worth it. That's worth putting in your time to finish.
Damn, that's true. That's dropping some knowledge for the future prospects that are coming up to bat. That's true, man. You gotta try to perfect it as much as possible.
Yeah.
So when you put out the trash, you're not you just he's just naming the trash, but it's like, this is my golden trash.
Yeah. I mean, the project, the name came because, well, the actual name Lamebot, I guess, is a little bit like self-deprecating.
Okay.
And so I was making these songs, and like I wasn't sure if the sound quality was where I wanted it to be. I started
Yeah.
them a while ago, and like I just kept kind of putting it aside. Like I would write a song and be like, okay, this is kind of good for album, and I kept putting a song aside, and I had like 12 songs like that in this one folder, and I never named it. And then I listened back to all of it together, and I was like, yo, this does not work as one album. Like, it's not cohesive.
Yeah.
And I was gonna just throw it all out.
Yeah.
It's like something I've been working on for like 2 years.
Yeah.
I was just gonna trash it.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's a pretty good name. I'm gonna just call this trash. And finish it, clean it, finalize it, put it out.
And that's what's up. It's trash.
Yeah.
That's cool, dog. I like the way that came about. So if anybody wanted to reach out to you, want to collaborate with you, want to book you, how they get in contact with you, man?
I have a website which has like all the booking and contact info. It's www.lamebotsucks.com.
How you spell sucks?
Just regular SUCKS.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And if not, my Twitter is the most active. That's at Lamebot Music. So
Lamebot, LAMEBOT music.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's what's up, bro. I appreciate you swinging through, telling us about how you coming up in this game, how you influencing South Florida, how you putting it on musically, and how you changing the culture. I appreciate you sharing some of your time with us and drinking some of this Big Rod coconut
Big
ale.
Rod, yo.
Until next time, I appreciate you guys listening to us. If you like what you heard, subscribe, comment on iTunes, Google Play, wherever you get your podcast services from. Until next time, I appreciate you. Darwin Figueroa, Que Bola, Fresh, we out. Thank you once again for listening to another episode of Que Bola, hosted by yours truly, D. Holla at your boy when you see me in the street. I want to thank you for listening to our podcast. If you like it, please subscribe, share it, and go on iTunes, rate it. Let us know in the comments how you feel about it, all right? Also, check us out on our website, freshoresh.com. That's FRESHORPHRESH.com. And you can reach out to me at WhatsApp, WASSA, at freshoreFresh.com. All right. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Until the next time, cuídate. Listo.